It's 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Tonight, the FBI wants your help identifying this man. He is wanted for a hate crime against a transgender victim on a Metro bus in St. Louis. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. That incident took place in April, and 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki is live outside of FBI headquarters with more on how the federal agency came to be involved. Holden.
Well, Mike, Kelly, I spoke with members of the LGBTQ plus community today who told me that incidents like this often go unreported. However, after working with members of the local law enforcement agencies and seeing that video from the Metro bus, they actually determined what happened reached the level of a federal crime. Now, I must warn you, the video that we're about to show you is extremely graphic. According to Special Agent Jay Greenberg, the suspect got on a Metro bus at the intersection of Grand and Chippewa and started making advances towards a transgender woman sitting in front of him. When the victim rejected the man, he started kicking and punching her before ultimately pulling out a pistol. Today, I spoke with Micah Ballard with Metro Trans Umbrella Group shortly after watching the video. He told me the attack wasn't the only disturbing thing that took place in that moment.
Oftentimes these crimes happen in front of other people and no one does anything. And when that happens, when victims of any crime, talk to someone that they care about and they're dismissed, or when other people see these kinds of things and don't step in, there's overall a feeling of people don't really care.
The FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest of this suspect. Now, if you'd like another look at him or some of those identifying scars that he does have on his arm, just go to our website, kstk.com, and click on the link to this story under the As Seen on TV tab. Reporting live in downtown St. Louis, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
Attorneys for 3 men charged in a human trafficking case are pushing for bond. They're accused of holding a 20-year-old man from India captive and torturing him in St. Charles County. The main suspect is Venkatesh Sadaru, and his attorney claims he's not a flight risk and wants a $100,000 bond. Prosecutors do not want bond because of the suspect's wealth and influence. There will be a bond hearing this Thursday. All 3 suspects have pleaded not guilty.
A 12-year-old boy turned himself into police today after officers say he shot his mom's boyfriend in the head.
This all happened early this morning in North St. Louis City. Police say the couple was fighting when the boy grabbed a shotgun and fired at the man. Our Justina Cornell joins us in studio with reaction. Justina.
Well, Mike and Kelly, this happened around 12:40 this morning on the 3800 block of Sullivan. Now, police explained the 30-year-old mom said she was fighting with her boyfriend when she said her 12-year-old son grabbed a shotgun, walked inside the bedroom, and fired one shot at her boyfriend, hitting him in the head. And the boy then ran away from home. We're told that 31-year-old man was taken to the hospital where he remained with stable vital signs. Now, police say the boy later surrendered to investigators with his mom. Now, I did speak to a neighbor off camera, and she said she constantly hears arguments at that home, and last night was no exception. She tells me the boyfriend is extremely verbally abusive to the mom and her children. I also sat down with the organization Diamond Diva Empowerment Foundation, which raises awareness about domestic violence and teaches kids in school on how to cope.
It really breaks my heart because I can only imagine what he has been going through and what he's endured. Obviously, he was at a breaking point. To be placed in a situation where you have to be the protector of your mom, to be in a situation where you have to make such a life-changing decision, to have to do that, I'm sure he's scared.
We also just learned the 12-year-old boy was charged in juvenile court today with first-degree assault and was detained. Now, police say the investigation is ongoing.
Police are investigating after an officer fired at a teen suspect they say was breaking into cars. Police say they got a call for 2 teenage boys trying to break into cars in South St. Louis this morning. Officers stopped one of them, but the other ran off. Police say when an officer found him, the teen pulled a gun out of his satchel. That's when the officer fired, but did not hit him. Police say no one was hurt. 2 16-year-olds are in custody.
Now time for our weather first forecast. It was sunny, it was dry all around the bi-state today.
Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo.
Yeah, another beautiful day. Started out at 31 and the average is 30, and then that high today 51. What a beautiful sunset. A front came through here, but our temperature actually went up. last hour. Now that finally the sun's going down, we've dropped to about 45 from that 51. Clouds on the increase, but really there's no moisture out there. And temperatures are chillier to the north. Litchfield at 37 and about 54 in Centerville. So it depends on where you are. And the weather headlines, including that winter solstice is in 9 days, Christmas in 13 days, and we're going to have above average high temperatures throughout the entire 7-day forecast. More on that coming up in just a bit.
All right, Jim. MoDOT's Interstate 270 North project is officially complete. Local and state leaders had a ribbon cutting today in Hazelwood. Work has been going on for years since the project started in 2020. MoDOT changed 7 interchanges between Lindbergh and Highway 367. There's also an extra lane, new bridges, and changes to traffic signals.
In a little over an hour, the St. Louis County Council will meet to vote on next year's budget. There are 2 plans, one from the county executive and another from council leaders. County Executive Sam Page has proposed a blend of spending cuts and tax hikes. Council's plan includes millions of dollars in cuts without raising taxes. The meeting is set for tonight at 6:30.
Tonight, one nonprofit is changing lives in their community. Beyond Housing has joined forces with BJC Healthcare to create affordable homes in Pagedale. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay has the story out of North County.
The groups are moving forward with construction on 36 new single-family homes. And right here behind me along Robbins Avenue, this will be the site of 10 of those homes.
The $12 million project has been in the works for 2 years now. This is the first time the nonprofit is working with BJC Healthcare, which is their lender. All of the homes will be distributed throughout the heart of Pagedale, being built purposely around businesses and entertainment. The affordable homes will cost families anywhere from $400 to $700 a month. Beyond Housing President and CEO Chris Krameyer says the need is great in the area and they receive calls daily. But he says this is much more than a roof over families' heads. It's about creating a holistically better life.
What's more important than home? When we think about our own successes, a lot of it came from where you came from, right? Your home, your family, your neighborhood. All those pieces are, again, part of what make us successful in life. And if we had the, again, regional courage to invest in people and place in a different way, we can have a lot more success.
This project is expected to be completed in early 2025. In Pagedale, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
The Archdiocese of St. Louis says no elementary schools will close, at least for now. All parishes have recommended their schools stay open for the 2024-25 school year under the All Things New plan. Pastors now have to submit long-term plans on school costs, predicted enrollment, and funding. Those will go to the Archdiocese by February. The Archbishop will review the reports. The Archdiocese says it's possible some parishes will reconsider their decision to stay open.
Harvard is keeping its president despite a push to remove her. Why she is getting backlash for her testimony on anti-Semitism.
A story of survival. Tonight we hear from a mother who lived through a deadly tornado in Tennessee.
Facebook has a new feature. We verify a rumor that it reveals who is spying on your profile.